Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. Aaron Like now joined here by head coach of the MSUB softball team, Jessica Rayman.
Hi.
Nice to have you.
Thank you. It's
Y-
good to be here.
yes. All right. Well, let's get right into it, Jessica. So, first year as the head coach here for MSUB. Um, what's your year been like? Obviously, you got here last semester, and you started with, things that head coaches do. But what's your year been like here at MSUB? And now that you're in the season, kind of how's that all going for you?
It's been awesome. I was really fortunate with the team that I was kind of handed to me. They've been great. They've helped me, kind of adapt to MSUB and, just the staff and everybody has been really supportive. I got here in August, and so it's kind of late, but it was easy to just kind of transition in and get started. And, this team has been very, very coachable, so that's also made it very easy.
Yeah, and we'll get into the softball season this year, but kind of just take me into the life of a head coach. I know a lot of people out there think, head coaches are really only busy for the time that their season is in play, but I'm sure there's just a ton of stuff that you have to work on through the off season with recruits and all that stuff. So kind of just enlighten people of what you have been doing starting in August and now up until this point.
It's been a very busy time. It's definitely a lot more busy than when I was an assistant. Transitioning into a head coach, there's a lot more responsibilities. You're constantly thinking about softball, constantly worried about softball, worried about your athletes, what they're doing and stuff like that. But it's very busy as far as like planning practices. You're doing all the travel. You're worrying about recruits and making sure that you're keeping them updated on what's going on. And when you're not at practice, you're doing a lot of stuff in the office with recruiting. To try to build up your team and get it to where you want it to be.
Yeah, and I'm sure as a head coach, I'm sure you were just thrilled and excited to really start practicing. And now that you're in the season, I'm sure that's just awesome for you.
It's been great. It's been a little bit of weather we've had to deal with, but we have some nice facilities inside that we can work with, and we got to get out on our field a little bit when we got back from Vegas and Dixie, and so that's been really nice. It's exciting. So.
Yeah, speaking of those two tournaments in Vegas and Dixie, all your games on the road so far, hopefully can play here on Sunday if the weather holds up and the
Yes.
field holds up. But you all are 4-9 right now, and you're 3-3 in your last 6, which is awesome. What have you liked with the team so far, and how do these 13 games kind of set you guys up for the rest of your season?
I think we started off a little bit slow, and I think that was just defensively because we hadn't been outside yet, and then we got out to the Desert Stinger, our tournament, and that was the first time our outies had really gotten to see a live ball off the bat, our innies getting to see a live ball. And so the nice thing, what was so exciting about this team is they continued with no practice throughout that week. We continued to get better, and we improved on stuff that we never had the opportunity to work on. And I think we cleaned some stuff up on defense, and we've had a couple weeks to do that. We'll be ready to go this weekend, and going into conference play, I'm very confident, with them and the excitement and the competitiveness that they're bringing.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you kind of run down maybe just a little bit of some of those players on the team this year that you're really excited for that could potentially be big and getting you all back into the GNAC tournament and in some postseason play?
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely pitching-wise, we definitely have a freshman come in, Maddie Lincoln, and she really showed really well in the Dixie tournament. She just had a presence on the mound, and it was really awesome to see her do that. And then we also have Megan Detling on the mound and Taylor Tokatch for us too. And just getting them consistent, those three consistent, that's going to be huge for us on our pitching staff, because I think I keep telling the girls or the team that's where it all starts. And then on top of that, we have some big hitters in Kelsey Devlin, Nicole Tiffany, even Bella Rovens, Cameron, Marissa. So just a lot of really exciting things offensively. Bella Rovens has been huge in the outfield for us as a leader, as a senior leader, a fifth year. And so that's really kind of exciting. Jess Bagnall has been playing well for us at the shortstop area, and so she can be consistent. I think that's going to be awesome for our season.
Yeah, and you got the games coming up on Sunday versus Carroll. Have you had an opportunity to kind of look at what they bring to the table and hopefully get some big wins this weekend?
Yeah, and I've kind of looked at them on paper. I think they're gonna be tough. Any team's tough. It depends who comes out to play. And so just just kind of excited to see the girls go out and play them. They lost some games out in California, so they haven't had a lot of opportunities to play, and we've had a couple weeks off. So just kind of getting some live at-bats and live reps is going to be helpful for us going into conference.
Yeah, and Jessica, I know a lot of head coaches out there have some pretty hard philosophies that they go by. Do you have any sort of quotes or sayings that you always have for the team, or is there a big message for the year or anything like that?
I just ask them to compete. I think that's the biggest thing. I just want them to compete in everything that they do and try to, go to the best of their ability. I want them to leave at the end of the day knowing they gave everything that they have, and no regrets. Basically, we have trying to focus a lot on defense. It makes it a little bit tough when we can't get outside, but I think if we can pick up our defense, then we're in a really good spot because MSUB has always been known for their offense, and so if we can get it figured out on defense, we're going to be a really tough team. So.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. Couple last questions here, and I know a lot of people out there probably don't realize how hard it is to be a college head coach. Not only do you have athletes who are out traveling and playing and spending a lot of time with that, but they're also students. So, what are some of your things that you do to make sure that there's a good balance between students and the athletes, and how they keep their grades up and how they continue to have that good balance?
We definitely focus a lot on academics, along with the softball side of things. We check up on them once a week or once every other week, depending on how they're doing in their classes, and make sure that they're staying on top of it. We do study table that they have to go in the library and make sure they get their hours completed. On the road, we'll do some study table. I mean, the academic side of things, that's what they're here to do is get an education, and I'm constantly reminding them of that. Yes, you get to play softball and do this, but not many college athletes, Division II players, get to go on and play at the professional level for softball, and it's just not an option out there. And so it's important that they do get their education. So we do focus a lot on that too.
Awesome. All right, Coach. Well, last question here. Obviously, like we talked about, conference play starts this next weekend, and I'm sure you're excited about that. Everybody starts with a 0-0 record. Any big goals for the season? Obviously GNAC postseason, I'm sure, but do you have anything that you really think this team can accomplish?
I definitely we're looking to get to GNAC. It's not so much what you do before the season, but it's what you do in conference play that matters, and it's whoever comes out to play. And I just want to see them continuing to grow as a team. And we only lose 5 this year, and we have 8 juniors next year juniors this year who will be seniors next year. And so just kind of continuing to grow as a team and build that foundation that we've kind of talked about of competing and giving everything that they have.
All right, first-year head coach Jessica Rayman here on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network. Thank you so much for spending some time and doing the interview. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
And best of luck this weekend. Hopefully you all get to play, and then conference starts soon, so
yes.
Best of luck as we all will be watching.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for softball. We're going to have Jeff Rosenberry back before we start hour number 2 here on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.